Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Starting with the great name of Allah, is two most powerful and most merciful. First of all, we are here to represent you a very excellent topic which is related to the Keynes Economics School of Economics thought. Let me start from the history. John Maynard Keynes is his full name, born in 5 June 1883 in Cambridge, England, died 21 April 1946 in England. John Keynes was probably the most influential economist of the first half of the 20th century. He studied at Cambridge. He was an economist who made important contribution to probability theory and mathematical economics. He became a lecturer in economics at Cambridge, where he stayed educated until the start of World War I. He worked for the government. When and what did Keynes publish? The Theory of Employment, Interest Rate and Money is a book by English economist John Maynard Keynes published in February 1936. Now, we will explain here that how the Keynesian system was started. Keynesian economics developed against the background of Great Depression of the 1930s. According to Keynesian theory, high unemployment in the Great Britain and the United States, as well as in other industry, was the result of deficiency in aggregate demand. Aggregate demand was too low because of low in aggregate investment. At the time of depression, Keynesian favored fiscal policy measures, primarily government spending on public work projects to stimulate the demand. More generally, the Keynesian theory explained using monetary policy and fiscal policy to regulate aggregate demand. After the disaster of Great Depressions, Keynes was the leading figure in a group of mostly younger and very creative economists who attempt to understand and explain the disaster. Keynesian economics theory is a macroeconomics theory that advocates for increased government spending and lower taxes to stimulate demand. Keynesian economics was response to the Great Depressions and criticized of classical theory, which suggests that supply-side opportunity will correct the economy without government interventions. Keynesian economics assumed that change in demand are the primary influence of output and employment, and there must be government intervention at the time of depression to stimulate the aggregate demand. The simple Keynesian model condition for equilibrium output in economy. Keynesian suggests that output will be equal to aggregate demand. He further explained that aggregate demand having four components: consumption plus investment plus government spending plus net export. He further explained consumption function. Consumption expenditure is the largest component of aggregate demand, amounting between 60 to 7% of GDP in recent year. Keynesian suggests that consumption is the function of disposable income. Now, what is disposable income? Disposable income means the gross income minus total tax, which is called disposable income. He further explained that an increase in income, the consumption will also increase, and there is a positive relationship between income and consumption. Money in the Keynesian system. Fundamental to Keynesian theory of money was the belief that money affects income and interest rate. An increase in the money supply, for example, lowered the interest rate, and the lower interest rate in turn increased the aggregate demand and income. The Keynesian theory of money demand. Keynes considered three motives for holding money demand: transactional demand for money, precautionary demand for money, speculative demand for money. He further explained that transactional demand for money is a positive related with income. Precautionary demand is also positive related with income. Speculative demand is a positive related with income and negatively related with the interest rate. Now we will here compare the Keynesian economics with classical economics. Keynesian economics suggests that government intervention is necessary to boost the economy, while classical economics suggests that there must be laissez-faire, meaning thereby there will be no government intervention in the economy. Furthermore, Keynesian suggests that demand creates supply. In classical economics suggests that supply creates demands. Keynesian economics suggests that unemployment is a bigger drag on the economy than inflation, while classical economics suggests that unemployment as a temporary and inflation is a great problem.
Now we will meet you with our faculty member Dr. Manzoor sir and Dr. Kamal sir, and they will share their opinion regarding the Keynesian system of economics.
Actually, when we talk about the Keynesian economics, that's actually it's emphasized on the aggregate demand, and it's talk about the models and theories that how it will have the effect on the inflation and output actually. So now, how this Keynesian school of thought emerged actually. It was after the Great Depression, we can see that. There was a persistent recession in the all over the world. So the previous, the theoretical concept, which were actually based on the free interplay of the demand and supply or the market forces, it was not working actually. And after that particularly persistent recession, it was realized. And there was a new concept which was propounded by the Keynesian actually in his famous book, and he stated that there should be the involvement of the government. He was emphasizing the government involvement, government regulation, and also the role of the public policy actually. Now, what was the crux of the crux of this theoretical concept? If you see that. The aggregate demand, we have the four main components, and during the recession we can see that actually the consumer confidence is lower, and when the consumer confidence is lower, it means that there will be less of the investment actually, and also we cannot expect also the other component, that is the net export also on the declining side. So the only one factor which left for the correction in the aggregate demand, or which can boost the aggregate demand, which can help to recover the recessionary period, that is the government intervention, the government involvement in that. And that was the crux of his theoretical concept, that the government should have intervention in the market, and make the necessary arrangement, make the necessary correction in the markets. That's all I think.
Keynesian theory of consumption refers to the relationship between income and consumption level. The current Keynesian increase in consumption leads to an increase in income level. In two-sector economy, according to the Keynesian, national income is the summation of consumption and investment. He further argued that consumers divide their income into saving and consumption. So one portion of income is spent on consumption and the remaining will be saving. So in two-sector economy, saving is equal to income minus consumption. Furthermore, he also argued that in two-sector economy, saving is equal to investment. It means that whatever produced in the economy is consumed by the consumers. So no amount is left for saving and investment. That's why he argued that saving is equal to investment in two-sector economy.